Hello, what is going on, everybody? It is Master of TDS, and I am joined by my lovely wife,
Riding Raven.
And we're back for another episode of Psycho-Synopsis.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so last week we planned to do one, but we ended up having a live stream, and it took a lot out of us, so we didn't end up doing one.
Sorry.
But that's not what's happening this week. This week we actually have some interesting stories to cover. Again, please let us know if you want us to cover more stories. We did cut out some stories, just to get to kind of the more main ones or the ones that are more relevant. But let us know if you want us to cover things from earlier in the week. That's always an option as well.
Indeed.
But all right, let's not waste time. We got a lot to cover here. So let's just roll right into the first topic.
Our first topic of the week is Rian Johnson to produce a Mandalorian episode.
So this has been something that's been going around for a while. Obviously, Rian Johnson still has yet to manifest his miraculous trilogy, which hasn't happened, thank God.
Yeah.
But there's been rumors going around lately that, and it's usually from this one person on Twitter, I can't remember her name, but this one person had like an interview with Rian Johnson, and literally has decided since then to kind of just sporadically like give drop little things.
Yeah, like be his pom-pom girl or something.
No
offense to any actual cheerleaders out there.
But long story short, basically he really wants to direct an episode of The Mandalorian. Now, I'll be completely bluntly honest here. Haven't watched the second season of The Mandalorian, don't plan to. So, to me, I think this is a really bad idea, and Disney would be stupid to do that. Firing Gina was a bad decision enough.
Even if we were to watch the second season, this is still a really, really, really dumb idea.
But, I have no interest in watching the second season. I'm sorry. They ruined Star Wars for me. When Luke tossed his lightsaber over his shoulder, that was literally it for me. That was it. That was it. And I did watch season 1 of The Mandalorian.
We both did.
It was very good.
It was indeed.
I did watch a little bit of Clone Wars, meh. But yeah, so basically, this rumor's going around, and it's a bad idea because Disney would literally be saying, it's the biggest, middle finger to the fans.
Yeah.
Basically saying that, we're going to fire Gina, but we're also going to rehire this person who you hate.
The guy who ruined Star Wars.
And actually, up on the screen now, I actually took a poll from WatchMojo. .com. It says, should Rian Johnson direct an episode of The Mandalorian, another Star Wars episodic movie, a spin-off Star Wars movie, other trilogy? And the options are, oh my god, no! Nah, dog, sure, yes, heck yeah, he's proven himself. He is the best at Star Wars. And obviously, as you can see, 65% of people said, oh my god, no! There's your answer, Disney. Do you see it? Do you see it? Now look at it.
I'm surprised it's only 65% of people who voted absolutely no.
I don't care. Disney has to be stupid to not see this.
They are stupid!
That's a given at this point. Obviously, here's my take on this. Disney would have to be really stupid to do this, which they've proven that they're capable of being.
No, they'd have to be stupider.
No. They've already reached a level of stupidity that we have not yet seen.
Oh, yeah.
They literally know the fandom hates this, and they're literally trying to pander to an invisible fan base that doesn't exist. But good luck with that, Disney. I'm sure all those virtue points you get, you can spend them on an edible eraser, because that's all they're going to be good for.
I hope they choke on it.
Speaking of Disney and stupid ideas, guess who we get to talk about again?
Pablo Hidalgo.
Yeah, so of course, we get to talk about the Owl's Toy Barn Chicken Man himself, Pablo Hidalgo. Because guess what? Not only is he an idiot who inserts himself into everything, he decided to insert himself into his actual work. For example, in the High Republic, which is garbage, by the way, he decided that he couldn't live with himself if he wasn't a part of it. So what did he do? He inserted himself and made himself the renowned Jedi architect who designed the Jedi Temple, Pablo Hidalgo.
Yes, that was a fake laugh.
Pablo. Hey there, buddy. You doing okay?
No.
You doing okay?
No.
You inserted yourself into a Space Wizard book.
He's not okay.
Then again, that's probably the only thing he'll ever insert himself into.
Oof. Oh, the burn.
But, again, dude, just put on the chicken suit and embrace that you are a clown. okay?
He's not a clown, he's a chicken.
No, put on the chicken suit
A chicken clown?
and run outside and just embrace that you are the biggest clown ever. You're not funny. You're not cool. Nobody likes you. You got called out from Star Wars Theory, and it's only a matter of time, because I happen to know from my sources that Pablo Hidalgo has not been silent. He looks like he's been silent.
But only because his tweets are protected.
Exactly. So he still comments. You ever see a thread about Star Wars and there's missing tweets, you might want to take a look at Pablo Hidalgo, because he may be the one there. But in other words, he hasn't learned anything.
Nope.
Shocking.
It's not shocking at all.
But he's decided that this is the way he wants to go, and literally, I have more respect for Al from Al's Toy Barn in Toy Story 2, because at least he was willing to embrace his stupidity and be the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You, Pablo Hidalgo, are a chicken on Twitter. You're not one in a suit. And you might as well just put the suit on because it fits your personality to a T. Because you're a coward.
I doubt he'd be able to find a suit that fits him.
You hear me, Pablo? You are a coward. Chicken in a chicken suit. That's where you belong. Yeah, but so people asked this on Twitter, and Charles Soule responded, the renowned architect himself. So, yep, this is a thing. And apparently, I heard something. There's rumors around that this is not the first time he's done this. So, Disney, what the heck? Does any of your people look through this stuff?
No.
He didn't even try to hide it.
No. They have no standards anymore.
Paulo Hidalgo? Really?
Honey, they have no standards anymore.
Honey, let's be very honest here. They would have to have standards to begin with for them to not have it anymore.
That is a good point.
But yeah, so yay, fun. We get to talk about Pablo Hidalgo.
Ugh.
Now we get to sing the song. Even though this song, I'm going to give it a cue to Ethan Van Sciver on this, because he's the one who came up with it. But we kind of think it's funny. So,
yes. Shall we?
To end this off, my final thoughts. Pablo Hidalgo, where did his balls go? Kathleen Kennedy's purse.
You're welcome.
No remixes.
We're talking to you, problem being.
All right, now we're going to talk about Shang-Chi.
The trailer that was released earlier this week.
So we've discussed Marvel kind of offhandedly a little bit. To be fair, I'm very into Marvel comics. I was very much the old stuff. I have read some of the new stuff, and it's god-awful.
Yeah, the newer stuff does not compare.
God-awful. I can't even tell you.
Don't insult god-awful things.
But long story short...
Simu Liu?
Yeah, Simu Liu. So it was his birthday, and he released a image kind of showing off that he was that, and then Marvel surprised him by releasing the trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, I have no problem with this movie, except one, and it pisses me off.
The Mandarin?
Yes, the Mandarin. Now, I am a huge fan of Iron Man.
Yes, he is.
And I was so upset Iron Man 3, what they did to him.
I think everyone was.
And then they tried to put a short at the end and to make up for it, and it was too late.
Yeah.
And for any of you who have not read the original Iron Man, I'm talking about the original, back when he had gray armor or gold armor, please go out and read it. You will be amazed at the quality and the difference in quality of comics back then. Mm-hmm. I have some of the originals, and not compilations, not the original comics. I don't have that much money. But you think as a therapist I'd make more money, but nope, not enough, not that much.
There.
But anyways, long story short is that the Mandarin is a kick-ass villain who literally, they made him, each of his rings on each of his fingers, each of these rings had different abilities. Mm-hmm. He was a master of kung fu, and each ring had a special ability, one shot.
And wasn't he also an evil mastermind?
Yes, and he literally, his rings could do amazing things, like move objects, telekinetically, or make a particle beam.
Wasn't there also teleportation?
Yes, all these things. Mm-hmm. He is the most awesome villain.
Yes.
And they made him a drunk. And then they tried to fix it, and now they're bringing the Mandarin back for this. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm annoyed at you for what you did to the Mandarin, but at least you're going to bring him back. And then we got the nice news that the person directing this is like, oh, if you're expecting a comic-accurate Mandarin, we're not going to give him to you. Why?
That just pisses us off even more.
Why would you do that? You literally understood and you catered to the fans who were angry at Iron Man 3, and then you bring in the Mandarin in a weird way, and then the reason that they're quoting not making him comic book accurate is because they don't want to be racist.
But the character is literally Chinese!
I don't get this anymore. Look, here's what I have to say. Go read the original comics, trust me. They are some of the best work. You will fall in love with Iron Man all over again. Fun fact for you, did you know the arc reactor wasn't actually something that Iron Man had until much later on? Did you know that he actually used magnetized super transistors to keep the shrapnel shard from entering his chest? So, in other words, if we're being comic accurate, the arc reactor was never a thing until much later on.
Wait, isn't that why in the first movie, before he got the mini arc reactor installed, the guy did an electromagnet in his chest?
Yes, but it was a kind of a nod to that, but basically it was a super-powered transistorized plating that allowed him to to magnetize the shrapnel away from his heart.
Cool.
And it needed to be recharged all the time, and so it made for a very interesting thing when sometimes he would wait too long and it would start to enter his heart and he'd have to recharge it by plugging it into a wall.
Iron Man Armored Adventures did that.
Exactly.
He had to recharge his heart implant.
Yep. That's more, the fact that show, which is a great show by the way, is more comic accurate than what they're going to do here with Iron Man, that's fine. But when it comes to the Mandarin, trust me, the Mandarin comes in later on. It is an amazing villain.
Mandarin is so cool.
He's reoccurring. He's very cool. He can do all these cool things. He intimidates soldiers coming to ask him, "Can you help us?" And he's like, "No, you're pathetic worms. I'm gonna throw you out."
The guy's a badass, basically. And they turned him into a wimp.
And then they're now gonna bring him in, and they're gonna make him completely not comic book accurate. So that pisses me off.
Didn't they say he's also gonna be Shang-Chi's father or something?
Fun fact for you Marvel addicts. That is not correct.
Nope.
Shang-Chi's father in the comics was actually the villain Dr. Fu Manchu. Now, as the problem here is that Marvel lost the rights to that. So, because of that, it's fallen into dispute because of racist stereotyping. So, in other words, they've discovered a loophole by making the Mandarin his father because whatever.
Reasons. In Thor Ragnarok, they did the same thing by making Hela, Thor and Loki's sister, when in the mythology, she's actually Loki's daughter.
Yeah, and look, I don't care, honestly, because Endgame was it for me. I know that that's not just me, that's for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And look, there's one, for sure, there's a couple of things coming out that I was interested in. One of them was actually Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I was looking forward to that one.
But I'm not going to see it, and I have personal reasons why I'm not going to see it. I was actually attacked by the person who designed the variant for Marvel to use, and she sicked all of her stupid fans on me, and I had to go protect it for a couple days on Twitter.
Not fun.
So, yeah, not a fan. But anyways, I wasn't planning to go see this movie, to be honest. And look, I was hoping that they would do the Mandarin right, but it seems like they're not going to. So I'm not losing anything.
All right then.
All right, we're getting on to some good topics now. So,
Indeed.
In good Star Wars news, I know that's actually a thing.
Yes.
Are you shocked?
Gina Carano is getting her Bears Girls episode on Disney+.
So a while back, we discussed that Gina Carano, was canceled from Mandalorian, and they also pulled her action figures, and they also pulled an episode of Running Wild with Bear Grylls, which she was supposed to be in it. And they announced it, but then they announced they were going to take it down and not use it. Now, of course, that made a lot of people mad.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I think in part to the fact that GinaCarano.net was launched this past weekend, and they got We Love Gina Carano trending, it appears Bear Grylls himself has stepped in and done some work behind the scenes, and long story short, Gina's episode of Running Wild with Bear Grylls will be shown.
Yay!
Yes, but it's also an applause for the fandom, because yes, Bear Grylls may have done things behind the scenes, but there are rumors circulating what we've just heard for a while, and whether these are true or not, again, I'll ask you to take them with a grain of salt. I do have some insiders, but The idea here is that Disney is not very happy with the fallout from the Gina Carano situation. They're being slammed for it on their YouTube channel.
Their
they
Instagram,
can't post anything.
their Twitter, everything.
So it would not surprise me if they saw We Love Gina Carano trending and decided to cave into Bear Grylls, hoping that will appease us.
Well, Bear Grylls does have a lot of influence.
Yes, but, look, here's the point. This is a very big win, even if you're not a fan of Bear Grylls, which not a lot of people are, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that this is a win for the fandom.
Absolutely.
It's a big win for the fandom, whether or not you're a fan of Gina, which people have a right not to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very big thing because people should not be canceled over opinions on social media.
Social media is not the real world.
People on Twitter have yet to see this, but the idea here is that this is a win for us because this shows that Disney is willing to cave and that we are winning. Now, oh no, we don't like Gina and she's not in Mandalorian and blah, blah, blah. Nobody cared. This is a big win for the fans, and that's what's important here.
Mm-hmm. And let us leave it at that.
And last topic here, a bonus topic before the diagnosis of the week. We're discussing some new rumors coming out. Now, we haven't confirmed this, but there are rumors going around
that Gina Carano may be returning to Disney, and not just on the Bear Grylls episode.
Yeah, so there are rumors circulating that Gina is actually going to come back, that they're actually trying to kind of reverse the decision. Now, there's a couple different reasons for this. Obviously, the Bear Grylls episode being one of the biggest things. And the fact that it looks like her action figure is appearing in certain places where they weren't really before.
Yep.
But again, we don't have conclusive evidence of this, so please take this with a grain of salt.
And we don't have any confirmation at all.
But what we do know is that it would be a very good idea for Disney to do this.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it would be a big middle finger to the fandom, the mythical fandom they're trying to find, which consists of 5 people with 10 alternate accounts on Twitter. Shout out to you. But yeah, it would be something that would actually... Would it win back the fandom? Would it make it... No. But it would be a very big vote of confidence. Now, here's what I have to say. Let's say this is true. It doesn't matter. And I'll tell you why. Luke Skywalker. Brought him back. Everyone was like, we're on board. Woohoo! Oh, we hate Luke. We're never bringing him back again. Hee hee ha 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 ha. Hi, Republic.
And then the next thing you know, they fired Gina.
Yes. So, long story short, even if they brought her back, they have caved to the cancel culture mob once.
Once you cave, you can never go back to not caving.
And basically, they're going to do it again. Let's just be honest. They're going to do it again. Because that is just how they work.
Because these people are never satisfied.
So, what I mean by that is basically they're going to do that again. And look, do I think that it would be cool? Yes. Do I think that Gina would be open to it? Probably not. And I don't blame her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to work for these people. I wouldn't.
Not at all.
Would this be a vote of confidence? Would this be helpful? Would this make getting some fans back? Yes. But at this point, here's what my consensus is, and I don't know if you have a similar one. It doesn't matter. Disney's trash.
True.
That's what it is. Disney is trash.
But that's insulting to trash.
And they know it, and they're going to continue to cave into this mob of people on Twitter, and they're caving to these mob of people who will not buy their products, will not go endorse their films, and they will continue to lose money. Now, again, if we're going on virtue points, I'm sure Disney has a small fortune. But again, chances are, edible eraser. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're on to the time you've all been waiting for, the diagnosis of the week.
What is the diagnosis of the week, my dear?
So we've had a couple interesting diagnoses, and one I've made up myself, which was funny.
It was.
But here we're going to go with one that might seem a bit strange to people, but I'll explain. So we're going to go with DID.
Dissociative Identity Disorder. This is the new term for multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, and shocking, they keep changing things. Like, for example, hypochondria is no longer a thing. It's now illness anxiety disorder. Why they had to change that, I don't know. Long story short, the reason I'm going with DID now, DID is, as I said, dissociative identity disorder. It's basically the presence of two or more distinct personality states. Reason I'm saying this is because this week has been the DID of Disney. Because on the one hand, we have Rian Johnson, Pablo Hidalgo, High Republic garbage. And then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're catering to the fans now, and we might bring Gina back. And I know that might sound very similar to last week's diagnosis, but in this case, it seems like there's almost two distinct personalities. And I know what you're thinking, civil war. There's no civil war. There's different factions? Sure. Is there infighting?
Yes, there is conflict, but there is no war.
Exactly. So basically, that's my diagnosis for the week, because literally, this is textbook DID in a sense where they literally we're seeing the two different sides of Disney. The side that's for the fans, and the side that basically wants to stick up a middle finger to the fans and pander to a fan base that never existed.
I was going to say the side that's for themselves.
That's fair. But yeah, that's the diagnosis for the week. So that's all for this week in regards to Psycho-Synopsis. So that's all for this week. So again, please let us know if you'd like us to cover more topics. We can make these videos a little bit longer. Again, that's up to you. Please let us know what you think of this video and your thoughts on what's been going on in the comments below. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe with notifications on so you do not miss your weekly therapy session.
Otherwise, he'll have to charge you.
And you don't want me to do that. Again, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next week. Gothic therapy.